Another day and another episode of Just Reviews. In this one, I'll be checking out the Dungeon Keeper-like strategy game called Evil Genius. You can't really play Evil Genius without comparing it to the pioneer of the evil sim, Dungeon Keeper. They both allow you to construct a lair, fill it with traps, minions, and wait for the good guys to wander in and get slaughtered. That, however, is where the similarities end. Evil Genius tries to blend humor, action, simulation, and base building all into one neat package, and somewhat succeeds. The game isn't going to earn any awards, but it is pretty fun to build your base exactly how you want it, and keep it for most of the game. See, unlike other games of this type, Evil Genius only really has 2 levels. Well, 2 islands to be exact, but don't fret. Each island has a ton of missions that keep updating as you complete them, pretty much allowing you to plan and build your base as you desire. I actually really liked having my base grow with me, and if I ever needed to edit or delete a room, I could instantly build something in its place. As with most games of this type, there really is no story, just enough fluff to get you to keep building stuff and doing the missions, all for the sake of being the biggest and baddest criminal mastermind out there. Although the mostly voiced over tutorials and description for every room are pretty damn nice. I was actually wondering why they didn't take some of the effort they put into while doing all that, and give the game a good story, maybe even with a bit of voiceover. I also found the overall pace of the game to be a bit slow, as you have to wait on your workers to do everything, and most of the minions at your disposal require a previous minion to train up and a trainer of the minion that you want just to be upgraded into the next one, forcing you to start all the way at the beginning if your base suffered heavy casualties at the hands of the good guys. This really isn't helped by the game's god-awful AI, which seemed a lot worse before I patched it. Although after I applied the latest patch, I started having a lot of weird text errors. Applying a fan-made patch fixed absolutely everything, except for the AI. But I don't want to factor a fan-made patch into this review, so back on topic. As I said before, the AI is pathetic. You can tell your henchmen to kill someone, and they'll go fight them, oftentimes getting lost or confused on the way. When the battle does take place, the other side may not even fight back, or all the units involved in combat may just stand there doing absolutely nothing, or your henchmen will just stand there and take a pounding without fighting back. You can see all of this in the video, where I have to keep micromanaging everything. It's just a huge pain having to micromanage your units with kill orders and the like. The solution to this is to put the entire base in alert, but that makes your minions do less work and other things that need to get done just so you could kill things. Speaking of micromanagement, you will be doing a lot of that in this game. The only way to get money is to commit acts of infamy or steal it from other countries through the world domination screen. This sounds a lot more fun than it is. See, all you do is go to a giant map, click on a few minions, and then wait as every 60 seconds a cash symbol flashes and you receive money. Yeah, that's it. As long as you micromanage your minions and get them out of the country if an agent of justice is in there, you will earn a ton of money. The entire game basically revolves around completing missions while also balancing your heat and notoriety levels, with some base building thrown in for good measure. The more notoriety you have, the more minions, henchmen, and missions you can unlock. But the only way to get notoriety is to commit criminal acts, which for some reason don't include stealing money. These criminal acts raise your heat with the country, and has the said country send a lot of agents at your base, which in turn has your people fight them off. Pretty basic stuff, but not as fun as it could have been. For some reason, there are also a lot of tourists on these deserted islands that you choose as your bases of operations. To get them to leave you alone and stop snooping around your base, you'll need to cover the island with hotels and other items that'll entertain them. Pretty novel idea, as this forces you to build both your real base and a cover base. This, along with a pretty good research tree, add quite a bit of depth to the game. You can research things for both your bases, and some of them are pretty interesting, although most of the things you research are just improvements over the things you can already build. Finally, what really disappointed me about this game are the minions. These guys never level up or gain any stat increase unless you promote them through training into their higher tier troop. Their stats also degrade over time, so they will need food, entertainment, and other things to keep themselves topped off. If the stats are not replenished, the minion can simply desert, collapse, or run around aimlessly, depending on which stat dried up first. A way around this is to have your evil genius stand around their minions. As long as they're within your sphere of influence, they can keep working forever. Then, there are the henchmen, which do level up somewhat. Each henchman has 2 abilities, and they earn them by killing agents of justice and spending those experience points to unlock those 2 abilities. That's it. All in all, I'm giving this game a 6 out of 10. The graphics and sound are both acceptable, but the lack of multiplayer is simply astounding. If given the choice, I would much rather play the excellent but older Dungeon Keeper 2. Seeing as how Evil Genius can be found for around $5, it's a good deal, as the game does take about 35 hours to get through. But really, just buy yourself a copy of Dungeon Keeper 2 for the same price and get a lot more for your money.